Welcome back, everyone. Happy Monday to you. Hope your Thanksgiving weekend, holiday time off was good for everyone. It was a good recharge for me, and certainly could have used a couple more days, but hey, until I win Powerball, I'm going to have to keep on working. But the good news is I came home to some very nice returns, hopefully, here. We've got 6 TTMs that came back with today's mail. Plus, we've got a bonus package here of some autographs that I had purchased in a deal. So we'll go through the bonus items last as we usually do. And we'll take care of our 6 TTMs up front. So, yeah, we got a nice little package of goodies there. And with our 6 TTMs that we got back, we kind of got stuff from a little bit of everywhere. We've got Atlanta, Cincinnati, Raleigh, Albany, Traverse City, and San Francisco. So we're going to kind of bounce around a little bit everywhere, and hopefully we get some cool stuff back. All right, I'm going to start out here in Raleigh. There's really only two things that this could be at this point, and both of them have to do with NC State. So let's hop right into it and see what we got. All right, cool. So this is one that it's been bugging me a little bit because the guy has been signing, but I just haven't gotten mine back yet. Mike Caldwell. Longtime pitcher for the Brewers, also NC State alum. So I had put together some cards, and he lives in the Raleigh area. So I was of the mindset that this should be a pretty fast return to get back. Took a lot longer than I expected it would, but hey, at the end of the day, we got a return, so I'm not going to complain about that at all. Sent them out 4, got 4 back. Signed them all in a nice bold black Sharpie there. And this was actually out for probably a good 2 months or so. Like I said, a lot longer than I thought it would be. But just glad to get that back. And another guy to add into the Wolfpack collection. So great start for the day today. Also, as you can tell by the shadows, we are doing a PM edition today. So with having to be in the office today, got home, had a little bit of food, and now just getting to doing the autographs. All right, next up, let's go down to Atlanta. Atlanta Metro, which Atlanta Metro could be a lot of different areas down there. So I'm not quite sure what we're looking at. If I'm going to go out on a limb, I'm going to guess that this is a hockey return. And no, not a hockey return. We actually have got a nice football return. Mike Sherrard. Most people know him from playing for the 49ers, actually. He was part of the dominant 49ers teams of the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. But then he also spent some time playing for the Giants. As we already know, me being a big Giants fan, had to go ahead and get some of those signed as well. Looking to see here. Yeah, so you can see here with him, he actually started out with the Cowboys. I did not know that. But then played with the 49ers, was injured for the 89 season. But yeah, 90, 91, and 92 all spent with the 49ers and then moved on to the Giants for a handful of years. So a nice 5 of 5 return there. So great because I don't have him in the collection yet. So a nice return and a great way to kind of keep the flow going there. So we are 2 for 2 on our returns right now. All right, next up, let's go up to Albany, New York. This could be a couple of different things. I've got a feeling that this is probably going to be a hockey return. And yes, we have got a nice hockey return here. So this is one, I kind of got tipped off with this one, Rick Bennett. Now, Rick Bennett only spent a couple of seasons with the Rangers, really. Spent, I think, probably more time in their minor league system than he did up with the big boys. But sent him a handful of cards here and offered to let him keep some of the extras there. But he graciously signed all 7 for me. These 3 right here are pretty much his 3 pro cards, and then I happen to have some of his Binghamton Rangers cards from his time in the minors. So very stoked with that as a return there. He is actually a head coach up, I think it's Union College, that he's the head coach up there. So I had seen a return had come back from him, did a little bit deeper digging, and saw that he was still active there and was still signing. So figured, what the heck, didn't have him in the collection yet, and a great return. So we got 1 baseball, 1 football, and 1 hockey today. Let's see if we can do some basketball here. Let's head over to San Francisco. This could be several things here, including basketball potentially. So let's see what we got here. We got more football back. So what we have here is a great return from Roger Craig. Roger Craig, who, again, member of 49ers, dominating teams, Super Bowl teams, signed 5 of 5 for me, and as you see, he threw some inscriptions on here. So we've got the 1,000 receiving yards, 1,000 rushing yards in 85 again there. The iconic 86 tops he did not put any inscription on, but then on the greats of the game and the 89 score, 3-time Super Bowl champs. So some fantastic inscriptions there. I know that he's been a fantastic signer through the mail for people. I just hadn't really gotten around to sending out to him, but this is really cool to add these in. Not only going with the vintage cards there, the 86 tops, the 89, no, I'm sorry, that's the 90 up pro set, and the 89 score, but then also the greats of the game. And then this was a 2018 Panini Classic. So a nice dry card, no gloss, ignore that shine, no gloss on it. So a great little batch of cards there, and very stoked to get this back. I really like, and we've talked about some of the greats of the game cards, so that was another year of the greats of the game there that we got a nice return from. Okay, let's go next to Traverse City, Michigan. Traverse City, this could be a couple of different things just based on the area, but let's see what we got here. All right, cool. So heading back over to baseball. Some love for my Mets. We got a nice return back from Roger Mason. Roger Mason pitched for the San Francisco Giants for the majority of his career, but then did spend a little bit of time close to the end of his career pitching for the Mets. He only has, I think, maybe like 3 Mets cards altogether, but I had 2 of them there, and had an extra of each I offered to him, and he graciously, I guess, declined and opted to sign for me. So a great 5 of 5 return back from Roger Mason, and I had to get the 87 Donruss signed. Such a cool card. With that, really a lot of the 87 cards are just really neat, and that's kind of the first year that I started really collecting baseball cards, so I have some fondness for those sets, to say the least. All right, our last return for today comes to us out of Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm keeping my fingers crossed with what I think this one may be. I'm hoping it's what I think it is, just based on it being Cincinnati. Not what I was thinking it was going to be, but still a nice return. One that I had been waiting on, actually, for a while. Walt Terrell. He's a really great signer. And I was a little surprised just with how long it was taking to get that back, that I actually thought maybe I had got him back and had forgotten to mark it. But I was kind of keeping it out there until I knew for sure and had a chance to check back through my Mets binder, and I just hadn't had a chance to check and see. So I guess my answer is here in front of me. A great 4 of 4 signing here. Got the old school 84 Fleer, the 85 Donruss, another set I remember very fondly. The 85 Tops, which I've talked about before, and just really growing to like that design. And then also the 84 Tops. So a great 4 out of 4 from Walt, and great signer as always. So let's do a recap of what we got for today. We got a nice 4-4 return from Walt Terrell. Sorry. We got a 5-5 return out of Roger Mason. We got another 5 out of 5 return from Roger Craig. We got a 7 out of 7 from Rick Bennett. I'm going to put that right down there. We got a 5 out of 5 from Mike Sherrard. And then we got a 4 out of 4 from Mike Caldwell. So 6 returns and kind of great stuff there, especially some focused collecting with it. So we ended up with, let's see, that's 10, 14, 18, 23, 30 autographs that came TTM today. So across 6 different returns, grand total of 30 autographs. So a darn good day there. And Mondays are turning into my favorite day of the week when it comes to TTMs right now, because we've had some really, really nice successes and getting multiple returns back on Mondays, and a great way to start out the week. We can only hope that this week continues on with the mojo that we had last week, with just the volume of returns that we had. So that's our TTMs for today. And let's go ahead and switch over and talk about the package that came. So I had messaged with a guy on Facebook last week, and we were talking. He was selling a bunch of hockey stuff. Just signed cards that he had gotten in person just from doing hounding himself. And he had a good little chunk of cards from some of the O-Pee-Chee sets. And I have been working on the O-Pee-Chee sets myself for the last couple of years, and wanted to, if I could put a dent in something, I could, or I would. And this guy had a bunch of it for sale, so I went through my checklists and we were able to put a decent little dent in here. I think altogether it was something like 24 cards that I was able to get picked up across a couple of different sets that I needed. The main one was that he had was the 1920 O-Pee-Chee set. So we're just going to kind of show a little bit of what we got here. If I can get the team bag open. There we go. Just trying to open it in reverse, I guess. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and open up the other one now, too. Okay, so, yes, in some of these cases, these are just guys that I don't really have the greatest access to right now. So we're going to just kind of hit through these just so everybody can kind of see what we got. So we got Keith Kincaid from the Devils, Josh Manson from the Ducks, Eunice Corpusalo from Columbus, Dominic Cahoon from the Blue Jackets, Adam Henrique from the Ducks, Zemgus Girgensons from Buffalo, Cam Fowler from the Ducks, Casey DeSmith, potential future goaltender for the Penguins, Andrew Cogliano from the Dallas Stars, Travis Boyd from the Washington Capitals, Tyson Barrie from the Avalanche, and a Joel Armia from Winnipeg. And with the second stack here, let's see here. We got a Tom Pyatt from Ottawa. And the rest of these are all going to be 1920s, so I'm just going to kind of put those up there. So Kyle Turris, Brandon Tanev from Winnipeg, Oscar Sundquist from St. Louis, Derek Stepan, my man, from Phoenix, Vladimir Sobotka, Buffalo. Devin Shore, another Anaheim Duck. Marco Scandella from Buffalo. Nick Ritchie from the Ducks. Rasmus Ristolainen from Buffalo. Mark Pisak from Florida. Marcus Nudavara, Columbus. John Moore from the Bruins. And lastly, another Josh Manson, just a different year there, from the Ducks. So a nice way to just kind of put a big little dent here in the 1920 O-Pee-Chee set, especially with some West Coast guys, some Euros that may not make it back to the league, and also some guys that just teams I don't have good access to. So a nice way to pick off just a handful of guys and just kind of move me along in my set. Since we can't do any in-person graphing right now, this is the next best thing. And I'll have to go through my checklists and start knocking all these out and see kind of where I stand at this point. So just wanted to give you guys a little bit of bonus here and just show a little bit of the additions to the hockey collection here. And you'll notice not one New York Ranger in that whole stack there. Although Derek Stepan did play for the Rangers technically, so well, no technical about it. He did play for the Rangers, but yeah, no other even former Rangers in there. So good returns there. So lots of stuff for the day between our 30 TTMs, and then I think this was like something like 24 to 28 guys all together, something like that. So ballpark day. We added about 60 signatures to the collection for today. So that'll put an end to today's video. As always, I appreciate everyone for spending some time with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Certainly, I want everybody to make sure that they're doing the right things out there. So make sure you're staying safe with wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Make sure you're having fun out there. It's that time of the year. Everybody should be feeling festive and having a good time. So try to have fun wherever you can. And I hope that your mailboxes all stay full of ink. So until next time, see ya.